Hey guys, in this video I want to cover something that has been a problem, I would say, not a big deal, but a issue with a lot of organizations, especially when users get terminated, because HR departments, help desk, and security departments usually work in silos, different different people. Excuse me. So you may have an issue where someone is terminated and you're not going to get to see if they have been taken off the list, right? Or maybe not in time. So here's a watch list that is a logic app. Sorry, it's not a watch list. It's a logic app that looks at a watch list or looks at a Active Directory user group, which is a source of truth, and then based on that, it'll actually pull data from it. So let's go to Active Directory and look at a user group, and so you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So the source of truth is a user group, and this user group is named X employees. So as users get terminated or leave the organization for whatever reason, they are added to this group. So I'm going to add another user to this group. So I'm going to click Add Members. I'm going to just choose a user, and I'm going to add, let's see, I had a camera the other day. Let's add Delia, right? So we'll add Delia. I'll hit select. So now Delia has been added to this group. She'll show up after a few seconds. Now let's go look at Sentinel and look at watch lists. So watch lists have been around for a while, and a lot of times people ask, like, hey, so if I have a watch list, how does that help me, right? So this here you have a watch list called X employees. You can have multiple kinds of watch lists, and you can pull them from your templates here. And what a watch list really does is you can actually have things to look at, like let's say this template gives you a better idea. You can have things like high value assets, so very important servers or VIP users like executives in your organization, CEO, etc., and terminated employees as well. This is what I'm going to be looking at for this example. So what it does is keeps track of those users, and if those users are part of any incidents, it raises a red flag, and you can do whatever you want with that. Then once it finds a user, it doesn't match and finds that user there, right? So here's an analytical rule here. And analytic rules are rules that can be run at a time basis. We also have rules that are near real time, or NRT rules, which I have here. And so what an NRT rule is basically is a look for a user that has been terminated and where the result type is 0. So what, again, this is the efficiency, right? So instead of having 15 users, 20 users, 30 assets within my rule query, I can just put the watch list and say, look for the watch list, right? And so that's exactly what this does. Watch lists helps your code stay clean and neat, and you don't have to keep updating it. Another thing with coders you may notice is, especially if you are a coder, is spelling mistakes are abound. And so if you type a user's name incorrectly, you can see that mistake there, right? So I'm going to click run here, and I'm going to type here, and I'm going to basically set let this watch list, so the name of the watch list is term users, and I'm creating a variable saying watchlist1. Let watchlist1 be equal to this variable here. I want to project is a keyword that is used to basically tabulate or to order it by a certain variable within the watch list, and it's used as a display name. And then I'm saying where in this watch list under signaling logs, where the result type is 0, then summarize it and join and then basically pull that data for me, right? So it's going to run it. It'll basically say Alex Wilbur is the person who is, and it's summarizing it by count and saying Alex Wilbur is a person who has been, from that watch list of terminated users, has been the one doing the most logins, right? So let's look at this now. Let's go back into our watch list here. Let's do this. Let's just do another tab, and then we can do just get watch list, right? So I'm going to hit here run. Okay, get watch list, and it'll show you all the users in here, right? So we have all the users. We have Deborah B, Cameron, Alex W, and Gerhard. So we don't have Delia yet. We just added Delia. So let's go ahead and run the automation playbook for updating my watch list. Okay, so I'm going to hit this one here. I'm going to come in here and hit run. And while this is running, I'll go and show you what this looks like. So basically it recurs every day. So watch logic apps can be set to run at 9 a.m., 9 p.m., whatever time, right? So I'm choosing this one to run at a certain time and then pull the data from it. And then basically, as it'll basically add those members. If they're not there, if they're deleted from the group, it'll delete it from there. So if a VIP user leaves your organization or high value asset has been taken out of rotation, it'll pull it out there. So it won't bother looking for it. Okay. So I'm going to hit this refresh and see it's succeeded. So now we can actually go back to logs here, and I can run this again. It usually takes a few seconds, so sometimes we may not see it immediately, but what you should see is Delia show up here, and if we don't, we can always run that again. But here, Delia is not showing up yet. In my experience, this usually takes about 5 minutes, so I don't want to keep you guys waiting, but that's pretty much the gist of this one here, right? It's just the goal is to keep track of it and then not have to constantly update the watch list. It can be updated automatically because of the logic app. We'll go to the source of the truth, which is a Active Directory group. Let's try one more time. See if Delia, and no, she's not. Delia, there she is. She showed up. So perfect. So as you can see, guys, it takes a few minutes, but eventually, the Logic app will update the watch list for you, so you don't have to do that manually. You don't have to worry about it. So that's where automation, again, really comes in handy. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.